Welcome back, guys, to House Flipper. This is Series 2 of House Flipper 1. I am in the House Flipper Series 1 save at the moment because that's where we started this house. And we've just finished our third children's bedroom for the Johnson family in the flip, the Frozen Way offices flip. So this is our rainbow house. We have red and yellow, pink and green, purple, and orange and blue. We've just finished doing 3 children's bedrooms and a family room. We finally managed to get the Johnson family at the top of our list. I am thinking we need runners in the hallway and plants up toward the end. That's why I had the tiles out, because I hadn't. I swear. Let's fix these walls. Now I've got to remember which ones, because I very cleverly put them away. Do. Was it the Tea red that I was using? It looks like I was using the Tea red. Yes. Because it said red and I was doing a red wall. Alright, let's fix this. We'll know if we've got it wrong in a minute. Nope, that was it. Alright, I forget what we were going to do in here. We have so many different doors in this corridor, but I think it's because each room has its own personality. Alright, so that may actually end up being our library. I had a very clear plan. That looks like it's a communal bathroom area. What's this space? Oh my god, so many spaces. I don't know what I'm doing. This is down here. This is our grandma's room. And I am going to say that Grandma likes pink and green. Oh, right, I knew I had a space for those other tiles. Let me just get them up. We do not have a guest room in here. Kids room. I know I had an idea what I wanted in there. I just can't remember what it was. Let's get the space for a package of tiles would be useful. Stop your nagging. There. So this is Grandma's suite. Okay. So this is going to be Grandma's sitting room. This is going to be Grandma's kitchen and dining room. And this is going to be Grandma's bedroom. Except that's not big enough now. I know what's wrong with me. I need a space for an ensuite. We're going to do a guest room. We're going to do an ensuite in here. So let's grab our hammer out. Okay, and yeah, you're right. I'm going to put this back. I'm just going to put it back over here though. Come on. I do find walls a little hard to do. we're going to do a guest room, and then we're going to do. So Grandma might not have an ensuite. She might just have a little bathroom where she can that she shares with any guests she has, and it doesn't matter because she doesn't have a lot of them. I should probably not stand where I want to put the wall. All right. I know it doesn't matter which way I do it. This room is going to be too big for what I'm thinking. Okay, now that I've boxed myself in, I'm going to say that this is going to be just... Okay, so this will be our guest room. We're going to have one major central window in here. Oh, I know, I have a vague idea of what I'm doing. It's just, I need to think on it holistically. One large central window, probably that. I don't know what color I'm using in here, so let's give it just white for the moment. Alright, that sits nice and centrally. We are going to need this. Okay, this is our guest room. Maybe it could end up being a library the way it's going. So I'm going to go down to here. This is Grandma's room. That's the guest bathroom. I don't really want a toilet right next to my kitchen area. So maybe I don't want this wall here at all. Maybe I want this to be like a little corner kitchen or a little corner dining room. Space for Grandma and her canary. Okay, so this is going to be like a little kitchen area. This is going to be like a little dining room area. So you walk in, your kitchen's tucked off to one side. Your dining room area is here, or your entertainment area. Maybe that's my little tiny entertainment area. This is my little kitchen here and a little dining room here. Let's do that. I like that idea. So what we're going to do so we don't forget is we're going to put a television on this wall. So I remember that this is what we're doing in here. So into here, into furniture, living room. Actually, I'm wrong because I should have been electronic equipment, entertainment, TVs and speakers. And we're going to have a nice hanging TV. right here. I know, we'll work out colours in a minute. I'm like, what is that? Right. That's what that is. So if this is going to be Grandma's bedroom, I'm actually going to bring this wall out a little bit. So that means that window is going to have to go. Yep. And that means this wall here is going to have to go. Okay. I don't know if I want to have, I'm going to leave the door there. And we're going to bring, this could be, so this is Grandma's bedroom. And ensuite. Maybe ensuite and dressing room in here. So we're going to want to have, maybe I do want it, maybe I do want that wall in. Right, let's just get rid of some of these windows. And we're going to do the same here. Okay. And then little half walls at the top. Okay, beautiful. Now, Grandma wants her front door to be very much like a welcoming front door, and she wants us to reflect her windows. So let's have a look at our windows that we're going to put in. So we're looking at Wiz door windows, okay, these ones. Let's have a look and see what sort of doors we have that might, I really like these. And I'm thinking a rollada door, right? Just come with me on this one. And we're actually going to make it in rose gold. Oh, I know you guys can see where I'm going with this. Make that rose gold. Make that light. No. Oh, maybe that's a better colour. Except we want that contrast. Warning, Grandma is at home. Warning. Anyway. Alright, we're going to do this. And then the handle, so I need it to be contrasting, is beige. Alright. But to put this in, I'm going to need it to fit here. Or maybe I want it to be up here. I like this idea better. No, because I want the kitchen there, don't I? Okay. So we're going to do then, just knock a little bit more of our wall out. Okay, let's see if that's enough. Because Grandma's room is very pink. Alright, pink and grey, that's Grandma. Okay, we just need to tidy up this wall a little bit up the top. Don't beat it the wall. Yep, that looks good. I need to put in a wall here, so just need this. Yep, that'll go in a minute. Let's grab this. Hopefully it'll come back in. And we're going to drop these in up here. Okay. So we have this nice rollada door. Now, do we have rollada windows? I wonder. Let's have a look. Oh no, it is showing us all of the rollada results. So the answer is no, we only have rollada doors. Right, so we want windows that are going to match those doors a little bit. And we were sticking with these. So 400 by 275. I think that's going to be too tall. It depends on how big the couch is. Grandma likes a pink. Not that color pink, she doesn't. She might stick with the white and we'll use pink accents. Holy snap and ducky doo. I don't think these are the windows we're looking for. Let's see what else we've got in here. That's a 275. Now these are our 300s by 200s or our 250s by 200s. Let's have a look at our 300s by 200s. That pastel rose might work. And we want this opposite the TV in the center of this wall space here, probably. I think it's a little bit too big. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's 1 square too big. All right, sell that. And we'll try again. So this is our it's our 200. Let's try no 300 by 150. That's the height. So we had a 250 by 200. Let's see if there's a slightly narrower. $200 by 275, 200 by 200. Or we could go 200 by 150. Let's have a look at the 200 by 150s. Let's try this. Okay, I don't think that's gonna. It does cooperate. The reason I want that space in there now, yeah, that'll do it, is because I want to put a cupboard over here, over the lounge. I'm going to put, so we're going to have this lounge room, a lounge over here. We need a rocking chair too. Oh, Wells's big sofa. I know, it's way too. Oh my god, it's too glittery. And that's not glittery enough. See, not glittery enough. We need it to stand out a little bit. I don't think Grandma would like that one anyway. Let's see if we can find a more Grandma style sofa. I mean, this looks kind of cool. What would Grandma think of these, you reckon? So the first color is that dark color. Do the light and then do the dark. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I want the base. What lights? Well, we're going to leave those there. Have I missed the base? I did miss the base. Okay, so the base is going to be, it's not going to be what I want it to be anyway. Natural oak. So in that case, we probably need, okay, pale bleach cedar. But I don't think it's going to be right for this this space. You think? It's oh, right. Okay, no, that's not what we're after. I see. My bad. It has lights on the back. Right. Do you? No, we've. What's that like? Pale bleached. I think it's gonna be very dependent on what cushions you put in here. Okay. Okay, I have to say this is more how I would imagine Grandma enjoying her sofa. Excellent, because in the back now we can have plants and things. I need to center the sofa just a little bit more. Okay, and then what we need are some tables. I'm kind of liking these. And I like the plain austerity of the Brembas as well. Easy to clean under. So you get your 150 pale bleach cedar, light grey on the metal. Let's have a look at that. That's going to do someone's hip in, but it fits. Right, then over here, I was hoping they would be, see, that's going to be too big. Yeah. I want a little tiny one that goes in that corner. No, that's round. We're not going for round, we're going for square. This is a Brington, 75 centimeter, 75. Nope. That's square-ish. I like it. We're going to do it. We're going to just rearrange things so it fits. All right, now we are going to go with the floor. I think I should start thinking about what I want to do with the floors. Probably should have done that the first time. Let's go with coverings. We could go with the pink tiles. I'm actually looking for a pinkish kind of carpet. I wonder if a dark pink will work in here. Yes, it does. Right. Okay. So because you've got this dining area and we want it easy to clean, so we're actually going to use tiles in here. Although tiles, you know, Grandma might break a neck on the tiles. That would be bad. So I'm thinking the Lunar Pink for the kitchen area. Yeah, because that's right on the edge of the entry hall. I'm also thinking I should probably move myself and get some lights in here as well. We're just going to go with the same ceiling lamps that we did for the rest of the house, which are the Yes scores in pink this time with the 100. I know it's aesthetically disturbing to have a vertical and a horizontal line, but it'll do. And then over here, because we can, we're going to grab our light switches. Alright, now we have a better idea of the mess we're making. We could just go for the timber floor too. So let's have a look and see what we've got. I mean, we have these terracel tiles as well. But we also have these panels. And they're a little dark, I think. Let's have a look. You know, though, I think they work because they dull down the pink in both areas nicely. Okay. Let's have a look at kitchens. I know I'm thinking about tiles for the kitchen as well now. I just haven't quite worked it out. Probably those leafy tiles. Furniture and then kitchen. We're not. We're not doing that. Mm-mm. Do you like the idea of this though? Okay, so we're going to go this way. Okay, which means we're using perk. What did we say we were doing? Light, then dark. So like that. And then the bench top. No. We're just going to go with that straight white. It's what we decide to put on the walls that will make or break it. Okay, so what we need is is there a perk thingy with oven? There's a perk thingy with sink. And then there's a perk oven. So we're going to grab this sink. So what did we say? Light, dark. Oh, tabletop, sorry, is white. Drawers are hot pink. Sink can be white. Details. What are the details? Those are the details. Radio. I'm not sure if Grandma will like this space as much as we do. The second one will be for my grandmother. So we're winning points here. The kitchenette matches the living room very well. Thank you. Now I need a small oven in here. I don't know if that perk oven is going to be. No, I like that dark. All right. Don't give me that garbage. There is enough space. We will make enough space. maybe. Thinking we might need to just drop that there, grab this here, pivot that there. So basically it means that both ladies have their kitchen space and there need not be any territorial warfare over it. Have I got that? That's why it's not fitting. I'm trying to put it in back to front. Look, we all know what sort of builder I am, okay? And I thank you not to mention it. Let's go back to our perk fridge. That sounds good. Light, dark, holy snap and dooly. Grandma doesn't like us, does she? We're going with the beige to match the door. Right. And I think we'll pop the fridge if we can. Grandma, you're an impossible lady to please, I have to say. That's okay, because what we can do here is we can actually whack in a bit of an extra wall. Just because. Yep, and then what we might do is we might do one of these little short walls overhead to differentiate the room. I know. That's what I was afraid of. I have. That's exactly what I've done. Alright, I'm going to sell this. And we're going to move. Don't you dare. Move that across to about here. Grab this. We're not walling it all in completely. What we're doing, I just need to hammer this down. What we're doing is we're just putting in a little framework. Okay, let's try this trick again. So what I want, what I really want, is probably not that much space. Alright, eventually we had to work it out. So now we have, indeed, a small semi-private kind of space. I know, I don't know why it wasn't letting me pick it up, but it wasn't. Yeah, we will leave that where it was, because I still want to put something in here, and I think the only thing that's left to us in there is going to be this really narrow coffee table. It's not timber though. That's a side. Actually, why don't we try this? It's got the pale bleach cedar. I've not used one of these before, so that fits. There we go. So we're keeping our pale bleach cedar theme going. Right, so this now counts as a living room, 11 meters square. It is tiny. Okay, this is a large kitchen. We're about to change its designation. That's fine. I'm thinking I need. Okay. Now, what I was thinking here was I was thinking we needed some kind of bench to go this way. I don't think we're going to get it. I think what we're going to need to do is grab what I want is like a corner, but I need a, yeah, like this. That changes the look drastically. So it's light, white, dark, no, beige. Right, so flip that because that's going in there. Oh, what I was hoping was there'd be like a little corner thing we could put here. I'm not seeing it though. That kind of gives me that. So what we might need to do, okay, we definitely need to put down an extra round of tiles. So let's get that in. Yep, we need it to go that way as well. I may need to move the door over one. Let's do that. I know I'm not normally one for doors set flush against the wall, but what we're going to do, pop that in there, pop this here. Oh, this is great in space. There we go. See if the door's remembered. No, so I need to remember what it was. It's this one. I'm actually thinking that would be better. Right. And then I can put in just the tiniest separation here. Although we could turn that into a kitchen dining, so I mean that would work as well. But I think okay. Yeah, so we have like a little kitchen, small kitchen. Yep, they're still approving. Okay, we have living room, still approving. Right, got that. Okay, now we want a window in here. I know. How big was the window in the other area? So that was 200 by 200. This is a 300 by 200, so it should fill that part of the wall. So we're going to have like a little breakfast. Oh, whoops, my bad. Little breakfast space. I know we forgot to make it pink. Okay, right, in here, but it's going to be really well lit. So we've got this violently pink area in here. Let's see if we can actually have some cupboards up in there. So cupboards, so furniture, down a kitchen, hanging cabinets. Get some perks here. I'm thinking we probably need a 75 and a 50 is my guess. So light, dark, beige. Oh no, it could just be 275s. And I noticed I didn't change the... Alright, and we need a narrow one as well. Light, dark, beige. Hopefully I can get that in here. Right. So now Grandma has her violently pink kitchen just like she always wanted from the time she was a small child. Okay. Shush. Alright, let's I think we're gonna grab this light and we're gonna pivot it. Okay. So Grandma does need a light switch in here. So we're gonna have to do that. So I'm going to put this one here. Turn the light on, turn it off. I'm going to put this one. Actually, we need a mirror there. So the light switch. We're just going to whack it over here for a minute until I can work out what I want to do with it. Okay, because what I want to put here is like a little narrow hall stand. Just like if she had her own little apartment, which she does really. So corridor. So what we're looking for is we're looking for like a really narrow hallway cabinet, a bit like that one, but I want one with a mirror. So that's nice. That's not too bad. It's a oh, it's in mirrors. Is the thing. The thing I'm thinking of is in mirrors. But let's see if there's anything here that I would prefer. I mean, you've got your coat rack thing down here. But that's going to be too long. I mean, if you grab that. Right, it's going to stick out into the kitchen. Someone is going to take a knee out on it. Right, that's definitely not quite what we want there. So what I was thinking in this simple little area was, it's really early one. So here it is, the mirror now, son. The metal can be pink. The timber. Like that. And then I want to see if it'll go. Okay, so that is too broad for this area. Okay, that's not going to work. So I would have to, if I was going to put it anywhere, it would have to go over here. Yeah, no, that's not what I want. All right then. I'm not fussy. You're fussy. We could solve it quite simply by putting in more wall, but I don't want to do that. All right, back to furniture. Back to corridor. See, I suspect that is going to be too tall as well. It needs to be about, okay. All right, so we're going to do it this way then. We're going to go into decorations. We're going to go into mirrors. We are going to maybe get a small Ramada mirror with the beige on the outside. Whoa, that thing is huge. Okay, the small Ramada mirror is not small. I gotcha. And the big one is definitely not small either. So I need a small wall mirror. What's that look like? Okay. Okay, well that will tell her what the weather's like outside. Um, it's too long though. It's actually too long. I need smaller than that, much smaller. The Lagrono might do. All right, let's put a Lagrono up here, but it's not pink, which is going to drive me nuts. That's fine. It's going to contrast with the wall in a minute. The next thing we want to do is we want to go into furniture. And I'm half torn between using some bathroom shelving here, because that would work, or having a look and seeing what we can get in shelves in the living room, because it doesn't give me an option for just hanging shelves. That's okay. So what we're looking for now is like a little ledge to put our keys and our, like a brush or something on. I could just put a bookshelf in there. These are these narrow ones, but they don't have. No, wrong sort. Ah, now that would work a lot better if the thing above it was pink. So when I put that in, and we'll take this one out, and we'll see if we can find a mirror that matches it a little bit better. So we'll go tab. I know, everyone's wincing at the pink. Look, red and yellow and pink and green. This is our pink, okay? Don't whine. You know, these neon mirrors might work, but they look a bit big. Oh yeah, no, let's really not. I know. Give up and put a big smiley face on the wall instead. We would not. Mirror module, that would work. The leader would work. The Viridi does not have pink, so that won't work. What about the Azul light? That's pastel rose. It's not as pink. Pastel though, that would give me my pink border, and it's small and it has a little shelf. So why don't we put that thing there? Hang on a minute. I know who lives here. A child of the 60s. Okay. All right. Now, that does not solve where she's going to hang her jacket, however. And if you walk through there, you're going to get a face full of jackets. We have to think about that. So we now have our little room over here. We do need bookcases all along here, I think, and that probably needs to be pink. But anyway, you know what? We need a picture, and then a low running bookcase. All right, let's look for a bookcase. So let's go into furniture, living room, shelves. And you know what? These would match the wickerwork if I can find a low one. 50 by 100. 100 by 100. What's that look like? No. Okay, and I want something that can be pink. Of course I do. You know what springs to mind immediately, actually, that does kind of match? If I zip down this way, all the way down, I mean, that's kind of cute too. But it's not what we're after. If I zip, ooh, if I zip down this way and don't let myself get too distracted, she says, promptly getting distracted, we will find these, the Heckham bookcases. But that's one of them. That wasn't what I was thinking of, clearly. The Tiako, no. The Mimis. And we can find the light low. Now I have vivid low. Let's see if that comes in pink. No, it does not. Light low does come in pink with white metal with silver. So let's have a look at that. Right, this is quite narrow, so just pull it out of the wall if I can. I'll put this. And then I'm going to pivot this. It's not what I want. It really isn't. No, okay, that's not what we're chasing. I think in this case we're going to be better off using a timber. Timber and granny-like, okay? I like the Doric bookcases, but I think they're too tall. But let's have a look. 100 by 250, so this must be the height. So is that actually like a short ass bookcase? Let me check. No, it really isn't. It's a very pale bookcase. What about, okay, a Doric commode. So if I do this with this, yeah, that lightens it out. And then we grab the metal. It's cream because it's the closest to, well, since when could Grandma ever resist? I think it would have to be the other way around, and it needs to be longer, so we'll grab that one. Has to be pale on the outside. No, pale on the outside. And not too much contrast. I know it's jarring. It's too jarring for the thing. So if I did that, I'd feel okay. Do the pink, and then just. Okay, I mean, as plain Jane as that looks, it does kind of suit the rest of the room. Now we just need a few things in here to make it less, yes, less stuff. So, for instance, we need some plants. So we'll grab some plants for Grandma. So decorations and then plants. That Talma plant, how big is that thing? No, it's too small. I need something taller. Okay, so I want something that's a wall thing. I like this. Why don't we kind of put this here? No, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. I need a bookcase before I do plants. Living room, shelves. That's pretty. I like it. We're going to have this right here. Okay. All right, so we've got this going. Now, the other thing I haven't done is I haven't painted the walls yet. So, got a carpet, got a living room, got our massive TV for Gran, got our little sofa. We're going to find something for the walls. I'm not sure what I want on the walls. I don't know if I want them plain, as in paint, or if I want them with panels. It would have to be a pretty specky panel. Nothing like overbearingly pink, but does need to have pink in it. All right, let's just have a look at this for a minute. Why don't we see what happens when we put like a border in? So it does bring out the tree nicely. Actually, I think I like this. Don't ask me why. Yep. All right, we're going to do that. So what I'm hoping is that it'll be coming in down the bottom. Let's grab another one. We'll have a look in a minute just to make sure. Yeah. No, wait. I don't think it did, you know. That's okay. We're going to grab here. And we're going to grab this way. And then we're going to grab this lounge chair. Throw it out into the dining room for a minute. And just make sure that that happened, which it did. So we'll pop it back. Nice. All done. And then we're going to go and put in the next section. All right. So now we've got this. We're going to need some more of this. Let's go. I know, I actually wouldn't have thought to do this whole apartment pink, but it looks like it's going to be that way. Grandma, after many years of putting up with and doing without, has finally been told she can have whatever she likes, and she has always wanted pink. Maybe Grandpa was not a big fan. Oh, now it's coming together. Oh my gosh. Who'd have thunk it? There we go. So now we have a little grandma room. I know, right? Happy little grandma room. There we are. Okay, pop this down here. Now, do we want to continue these panels all the way out here? I think we just like that as a unique little space. All right, we have our other unique little space in here. Oh my, what did we do to ourselves? I think it would be too much if we brought it out here. We do need to do some kind of tiles though. let's have a look, see what we can find. Walls, tiles. See, I was thinking of putting in these leaves, but I think, I don't know if that actually work. Let me just pop some down and we'll put them in, but I don't think they're going to be a great match. I think it's like too much. Let's just put in a whole swathe of them and just prove our point. Okay, I'm not sure, she says, putting in more because she isn't sure. No, I think that looks kind of terrible, to be honest. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Maybe we don't want pink. Maybe we want white. And we want just enough white to give it some contrast. Not sell it yet, you gum. Yeah, okay, that's what we want. So it would be too much pink, but it's fine to have too much white. We just wanted a little bit of texture on the walls to break it up. Yeah, that's what it was. Wall texture. Very nice. Okay, you're right. A package of tiles would be useful. Let's whack a couple more packages of tiles in and we'll get Grandma's kitchen looking somewhat close to finished. So we've done Grandma's living room and Grandma's kitchen, kind of. There we go. Don't need to move the fridge. We'll just finish here and here. There we go. All right, that's what we needed. We just needed that little extra bit of texture. And I mean, my eye keeps wanting to have that texture run along here, but I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Okay, so the living room does not have a rug in it. That's what we're missing. Let's fix that little oversight. Oh no, look, Cat's calling for help. You know, that might work, maybe. It depends. Let's have a look at the brown. That might work better though. So I'm thinking it's just a matter of picking out the colours from the walls and the thing. Yeah. And now we need something in behind this tree. Or we need something on the tree. Something like that. All right. For the moment, we're going to leave that. We've got this done. Oh, it's got surprisingly little stuff. I mean, who would like to go anywhere near Grandma when she has not had her coffee for a start? I wonder if there's a pink one. I know it's beautiful and blue, but all right. Let me just zip down. Let's see if there's anything that gives me. I like that. Hey, Grandma likes cooking. Okay, what can I say? I like that. That's awesome. There's so many new things to play with in here. That's got to go on the table. Although she might also like that. We do need an electric kettle. Just pop that over here. And toddle down a bit further. Okay. Well, Grandma's kitchen's coming along pretty well, I guess. Let's go back. Go kitchen. Kitchen. Do we have electronic items in the kitchen? Oh, you know what else we wanted? That. No, we don't. Okay, it's fine. Aha, here we go. Oh my. There's a popcorn maker. That might not fit in the kitchen. Grandma may have that somewhere else. I'm going to pop it over here so I don't forget it. Oh, I know. We do need a microwave. Let's turn that, bring it out of the wall. I'm going to have to just sit here for a minute while we move that kettle around. Pop the kettle over here. Grab this microwave. That's going to go over here. It should not be this close to the sink, but really, Grandma's out of space. We're just going to pop the kettle over here. That can plug in when we need it. And we probably need a dish rack of some kind. So that will be found under accessories, under kitchen. And it's one of the early things. We're just going to zip down here and just grab that. All right, I have a kitchen that would drive Grandma bananas, but there it is. It is done. It is finished. It's teeny tiny and lovely. The living room is done. We haven't stacked things on things, but I think we're going to leave it at that. You know what we do need? We need our in the room lamp from everywhere. So let's just lights, standing, rose pink. All right, so that's all that done. Very nice. Done. Which means next episode we are going to be trying to do Grandma's little dining room nook and her bedroom and ensuite. But that's all we're going to do for this series. If you liked it, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And I will check you later. I'm starting to like this room. I am. All right, take care out there.